everybody, I'm Tom and you are watching me play Vampyr. I just started my recording and I like sort of walked out of the safe house, which is just up here. There's like a flashing light, so I tried to stay away from that. But I opened up this bin just to loot something, and I got like a torn off note from a diary or something. So I guess we have to look at that. It's kind of accidental. Here we go, torn off page of a diary. A creased and greasy page, probably torn from a diary and thrown away. For looking away when they mock my colour, I hate myself. For crying like a girl when they insult me, I hate myself. For swearing like a boy when they're gone, I hate myself. For hating my parents, I hate myself. For smiling when customers call me Sad Brina, I hate myself. For never finding the courage to tell Tom how I truly feel, I hate myself. Interesting. Look for Brina, I suppose. There, Sabrina Cavendish. Who's Tom Watts again? I'm trying to remember who Tom Watts was. I think maybe he was a dude in... Honestly, can't remember. I think... Oh, actually, no. She was... I know who she is. Okay. Yep. These two were in the bar. At the very, very start of the game. Is where they were. So we have some places to explore around here. Notably, there's the big ass... The big ass information thing here with the guy who's like, oh yes, I know all about the creatures of the dark. Who are you?
Good evening, Miss Cox.
Hello again, Dr.
Right.
Reid. What do you want?
What you want? I think I did her dialogue. Yeah, I did. I completed her dialogue. And she just has gun parts, right?
As long as you have money, I'll show you all I have.
Yeah, bullets and gun parts. So I'm not as interested in what she has. Okay, I now know where I am. I was slightly turned around.
Pleasure, sir. Been a while since we've seen any new faces.
Up there is the... Okay. I got slightly turned around because I came out of that area in not the way I expected. But I think... Yeah. Yeah, I explored all this side of the docks, if I remember correctly. And I just want to explore all of this, and then go to where I'm supposed to go, because I'm like that.
Maggots and liars.
Here we go. Interesting.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Why must it always be a good evening?
I was just being polite. I'm Dr. Reid. I'd like to ask you some questions, if I may.
Don't like questions. Or doctors. And the name is Seymour Fishburne, if you must know.
Interesting.
What's your occupation?
I take care of my mum. That's what I do. She's the only good thing in my life. Even though I don't treat her so good.
You seem upset. Is something bothering you?
I lost the necklace I bought her. I'm a fucking idiot. A worthless idiot.
Sometimes it's hard to be a good son.
I just want her to smile. No, I was thankful for her patience, appreciated like... God knows she deserves it.
Interesting. Here's a cold.
Do you require medical assistance?
That's something I didn't expect to hear again. A doctor concerned with the health of his patients. Yeah. I could use some help. On several matters, in fact.
Here you go.
I don't know which kind of doctor you're used to dealing with, but it's a doctor's purpose to heal people.
And is it your purpose as well, Mr. Reid? I would say it's a convenient way for gaining people's trust.
Huh. I like this guy. I asked both of them.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
A shithole filled with maggots. Liars and thieves, all of them.
Huh.
Are you thinking about someone in particular?
Nope. Hate them all. Especially these petty, whining little shitbag beggars.
Is there no
Fair
one
enough.
who deserves your leniency?
His mother,
Well,
presumably.
Tom from our local is
Oh,
somewhat of a
interesting.
decent bloke. At least, unlike most maggots, he knows how to listen without opening his trap.
The ear of a barkeep or something, I suppose. Hang on. Did I ask
What's
everything
your
here?
occupation?
I take care of my mum. That's what I do. She's the only good thing in my life. Even though I don't treat her so good.
Yeah, I did. Okay. Let's see. Couldn't do anything here. Okay. Sean
Any
Hampton.
chance you can help me find Sean Hampton?
The sad saint. Why would you talk to that cunt?
Actually, that's confidential.
Really? Well, go ask someone else then. I'm sure Tom Watts will gladly answer you.
Good to know.
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburne.
What do you want to talk to that sad cunt for? Fair enough. I did search over there. This is where we started the game, I believe. If I come down here, there was like... Yeah, this bloody place. Oh, from Seymour to my beloved mother, Stella.
From Seymour to my beloved mother, Stella. Fishburne, that sneaky bastard.
I don't know why that's a sneaky bastard. What? Why is that making him a sneaky bastard? I've missed something here, clearly. Right? Seymour Fishburne. A beautiful necklace with bloodstains and a small handwritten tag. Wait, why is... like, it's on a dead guy? Maybe I'm being
It's
dumb,
locked, all right.
but I feel like I'm missing context here. I don't understand, like... Like, he lost it, sure. Like, how is Seymour a bastard in this scenario? I don't... I don't get it. Oh, right. Why is he a bastard? I don't understand Jonathan's reaction there. It doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm happy to give him the necklace.
Good evening, Mr. Fishburne.
Yeah.
I have retrieved the gift.
I guess
for
because it
your
was on a
mothers.
corpse?
Great. Give it here then and take this for your trouble.
I also found the corpses. The ones under which you left the necklace, Mr. Fishburne.
Ah, so that's where I left it. I can be a bit stupid sometimes.
Wait, he's a fucking serial killer? I just assumed that the guy who was killed stole the necklace. But he just admitted that he was a serial killer. I mean, sure, it's creepy that it's... okay. No, he's a serial killer, fuck him.
You deserve no pity. No pity at all.
Did I ask for any? No. So piss off before I get really annoyed.
You're not a mindless animal, Seymour. Surely you have something to say about these murders. Speak up and I will listen without judgment.
Could be right, Dr. Reid. Maybe it'll do some good to confide in a gentleman like you. You being educated and all.
Tell me about your victims, Seymour. Who were they? Why them? Was there a link?
Why should there be? They just kept getting on my nerves at the worst times, that's all.
How many? How many victims?
It's not like I keep records. It happens when it happens.
Interesting. I mean, maybe he's lying, but it's possible he's not even a serial killer per se. He's more just... Well, I mean, he's literally a serial killer, but he's not doing it as you would expect a serial killer to, where they go out hunting people to kill them. He's killing people that piss him off. And he just gets pissed off very easily.
You feel nothing, do you? No empathy for your victims at all?
You seem pretty calm yourself, don't you?
We're not talking about me.
That right? Well, our calm's the only thing we have in common then.
Interesting. Sees that I've killed people, I guess.
Did you take pleasure in killing them, Seymour? All those people, all those lives extinguished.
I take no pleasure from it. Just gives me peace. Stills the anger. For a time.
Interesting.
This rage you feel, have you ever been able to control it? Resist it?
I tried. For my mum. I tried for her. Telling the truth made me feel better. For a while.
So he told her. Interesting.
Don't you think you should seek help? Talk to someone you trust, someone who cares about you.
No. And don't dare speak about me to your colleagues either. Keep your mouth shut tight. Especially about my mum.
Why is your mother protecting you, Seymour?
I'm her son. She's the only one who knows me. Sometimes I think she knows me better than I know myself.
I understand you love her, but can't you see the awful situation you've put her in?
Do you think my mum would have a better life if I were dead? She seems so sad to know me sometimes.
Honestly, I do kind of think that death is an appropriate punishment, but... I mean, it wouldn't make his mother happy.
I don't believe death is the appropriate sentence for murder.
I do, but...
Not in a civilized society. But the last word has to remain with the law.
There is no law around here. No justice to be found. In these parts, revenge is the only answer.
Interesting. It's a weird situation, right? Because for some reason, I feel like he's worse than, like, the Cox woman, right? But she probably kills just as many, if not more people than he does. The difference is she's doing it... I don't know. There's something weird about someone who's killing... It's weird. For some reason, I feel worse about him doing it. But, like, in reality, he's no worse than anyone else in this shithole. They all kill people.
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburne.
Huh. Damn. It's just... Can I go in this door? No. Doesn't look like it.
I can feel it coming in my mind. A wave of bitter death.
Huh.
Drown, purge out.
It's just... It's very interesting. Isn't that, though, the bar? I thought that was the bar. Let me check my map, just to make sure. No, the bar was like here, I think. I was here. So let's explore all this area down to that dock, come back up, explore here, I guess. The dock. It is really interesting that the differences. I guess I can go over there if I really want to, but I don't necessarily want to explore the Western Dogs yet. I think I already have. I think this is where I started the game, but I want to stay where I am for now. Because I think probably... Okay, yeah, City of Nietzsche, that's fine. I think probably the story is going to push me in that direction anyway, perhaps. So I don't want to get into a situation where I'm like sort of exploring too far and breaking quest lines. Although this game seems pretty good thus far about not allowing you to break any quest lines. This is where we originally found him. We went over that. Yeah, okay. I know what's going on now. This was our original investigation point. So if I go up here, and then to the right, there should be the bar. Yeah, there's this guy, which is story shit. And if I come up here... The bar should be this way, I guess? Who are you? I can't talk to you until you're through your animation.
Am I really?
There we go.
Hello, boy.
Hello. Good evening.
Did I scare you? You have nothing to fear from me.
No, it's just that people prefer to avoid me.
Well, I won't. I'm a doctor.
My name is Rufus, sir. Rufus Kingsbury.
Oh. The punctuation in the like the text box down the bottom sounds like he was calling himself Sir Rufus Diggory, but okay, I understand it.
Are you alone? Where is your family?
I don't have any. My parents are dead.
So you have no home. You're sleeping rough.
No. I mean, yes. I live on the streets. I have no home.
You should be careful, Rufus. There are things that lurk in the shadows of this city. Things that prey on the lonely and the desperate.
Well, I've known worse. I'm not all alone. I have Mrs. Fishburne. She's been very kind to me.
Why do you think she's so considerate?
I can't say, sir. I guess she's a good soul. Sometimes it's like she replaces the mother I lost, even if we're not related.
I think she's replacing the son that she feels she's lost. Seymour may kill him. That's no good. He has anemia. Do I have a treatment for anemia? Rufus, yeah. Interesting.
What do you do around here, Rufus?
I listen to the news on the docks, sir. And I smile at those kind enough to spare me a bob.
What do people say about this place?
Things have been tense between the wet boot boys and the communists. They both feel they should run the docks.
Interesting.
Do you have a job?
It's hard to work, what with my head and all. Since I was a boy, I've always had trouble remembering what I do and why I do it.
Interesting.
What can you tell me about this region?
It's all about staying out of trouble. But since most people prefer to avoid me, it's pretty easy.
Why do people avoid you?
They call me Rufus the Curse. Around here, I'm a bit of a bad luck charm.
Interesting.
Have you ever thought about leaving?
Where else would I go? At least I know these streets and some people around here. This is my city, for better or worse.
So, I guess a practical way of looking at things, I suppose. I do have 3 treatments for anemia. I will
Do you
treat
need
him.
help?
A real doctor caring about me. That's a first. I feel like a real person.
There was some
A real
sardonism there.
everyone the
but-
same, Rufus.
I don't know what to say. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Seems like a nice kid.
Do you know a man who lives in this part of town? A man named Sean Hampton. I'm looking for him.
Sorry, sir. I don't know a lot of folks around here. Most prefer to avoid me.
Well, I don't think you should talk to him. He may be very sick.
Thanks for the tip. You might want to check the Turquoise Turtle. It's a pub not far from here. The barkeep knows everyone in these parts.
It was Tom the barkeep, right?
So long, Rufus. Be careful. Take care.
All these whispers of monsters got folk gossiping and scared. It's people they should fear. Flesh and blood.
I mean, he is wrong, but he's also not wrong.
Good evening, madam. I'm Dr. Reid.
Sweet.
Could I come in?
Why? What do you want?
I work at the Pembroke Hospital. I'm investigating the flu epidemic in this area.
Oh, the Spanish flu. Well, that's quite liberal of you, Doctor. But this is no time to be knocking at people's doors.
The disease takes away the good people too, madam. Why not let me in?
It's Mrs. Fishburne. Stella Fishburne. And yes, indeed. Why not let a doctor in?
That's a voice of a much younger woman.
Don't throw eyes in the
Quite
back,
noticeable
sir.
for some reason.
Gentlemen are easy targets in these parts.
I guess because she's supposed to be so old, it just came off as slightly jarring to me.
It's locked.
Going around her house. It's locked.
Please don't stay too long, sir.
Yeah, it's alright, I just gotta steal all your shit, it's fine. Interesting. A husband, maybe? It's a Bible and a cross. I assume a Bible because it's sitting underneath a cabinet with a cross. I'm looking around, by the way. One, for loot, but two, I'm looking to see if she's got any pictures of her son anywhere. It doesn't seem to. That may not indicate much. Yeah, that's her at her wedding day. Is that the same dude? Yeah, looks like it. It's probably her husband. Dead, or at war, or both, I guess. Huh. Looks like 3 children, which is interesting.
So you have questions about the flu, then?
Yes, among other things.
Forgive my rudeness at the door. It's just my son doesn't like strangers coming in the house.
Start with that.
The orphan that regards you as a mother. Please tell me about him, Stella.
You mean Rufus? I wish I could do even more for the poor boy. Most people are so selfish.
But you're not.
Years may have passed, but I haven't forgotten how it feels to go through days with nothing but an empty stomach.
She may just be a kind person.
How is life around here?
Life has always been hard in the East End. But it's everywhere nowadays, isn't it?
In it.
Do you think the increase in violence has anything to do with the epidemic?
Don't know. But it's most likely linked to the gangs, if you ask me. Recently, it's like everyone has had to pick a side.
Yeah. It's hit the point where you can't be impartial. You're either for the wet boot boys or you're for the communists.
Violence has always fed on poverty, don't you think? It's a cruel law of the human condition.
And selfishness is their rotten fruit. These days, you can just die in the gutter and no one will bat an eye.
May I ask what you do for a living, Mrs. Fishburne?
Since my husband died, I worked at the Dawson Rope factory, but it closed before the war. I occasionally help at the night asylum, in exchange for food.
Did your husband die in the war?
Oh no, my Jack was a docker. He died when my Seymour was just a lad.
Interesting.
The poor boy saw his dad slip and fall from that scaffolding.
That could have triggered him to be the killer he is, or he could have been the one who killed him.
How do you pay the rent, then?
My Seymour works at the docks, just like his dad. He's very attached to the house he grew up in. It's not always easy, but we get by all right.
So she's reliant on her son as well, like financially. She would arguably be completely destitute if not for her son. Which makes it... It makes it difficult, right?
Tell me about these demons Seymour needs your help to fight.
Seymour used to be such a happy child. And he is still a helping son most of the time. But when he gets angry, he can hardly contain his rage.
All men and women are born innocent, Mrs. Fishburne. But there can be a monster within any of us.
Do you think he can be cured, Doctor? Do you think something can extinguish this rage inside my Seymour?
There is no cure for murder, Mrs. Fishburne. Only justice.
There ain't no hope, then. Somehow, somewhere, my son has turned into a monster, and nothing will bring him back.
Your son's gone way beyond simply bullying people. He has a taste for blood, and you know it, don't you, Stella?
One night, he told me straight up, in his own words. It was several days after one of his episodes.
Why did he confess? Did you suspect something?
No. I guess he wanted his old mum to help him fight his, demons.
I feel like that's probably correct. He seemed to not be completely psychopathic. Definitely sociopathic. But he seemed to genuinely love his mother. And he seems to want to change for her, which is interesting.
Did Seymour tell you everything that night?
More than I could stand. The words he used to describe his hate, his rage, how he feels when he's done it.
Interesting. Just full confession.
Stella, I know you are ashamed of your son's crimes. So why do you protect Seymour?
I can't report my own son, can I? Not a burden I could bear.
Burden? How do you mean?
They'd hang him for sure. I won't send my only son to his death.
I'm convinced you raised Seymour the best you could. You're not responsible for what he became.
If someone ever found the courage to speak to the police, I will take my share.
God damn. Whew. That's...
I'm trying to locate Mr.
pretty heavy.
Sean Hampton. Do you know where he could be?
You talking about the one everyone calls the sad saint? The man who takes care of the homeless?
The very same, Miss Fishburne.
I'm sorry. I don't know where his shelter is. But if you ask around, I'm sure you'll get your answer.
She's just a very kind woman.
Goodbye, Miss Fishburne. Take care of yourself.
I feel bad for her.
I'm not sure the epidemic is what worries people most.
Interesting that this kid has never heard of the saint, the sad saint. What's his name? Not that. Sean Hampton. It's strange that this kid hasn't heard of him, considering he's homeless, and he apparently looks after the homeless. Enid Gillingham. Dyson Delaney. Who is Dyson Delaney? Oh, yeah, okay. These are the guys in the bar. So I need to find the bar. Can I...
I cannot enter.
Interesting. I'm trying to remember where the fuck the bar is. I thought it was like right here. But maybe I'm crazy?
I can feel it coming in my bones. The hatred. Away.
Maybe this was the bar. But I just can't get in? Maybe that was the bar, actually. That seems like the correct positioning. Maybe I have to do this first, so let's do this. Actually, no, that's the bar. Let's do this
Good
anyway.
evening, sir.
Come on.
Have you witnessed any suspicious activity or strange events recently?
And what do you define as a strange event? More to the point, who are you?
My name is Ichabod Throgmorton, vampire hunter extraordinaire and warden of the East End.
A vampire hunter? Really?
I know what you're thinking. I'm just another lunatic howling at the moon, but I'm not. The bloodsuckers exist, and they're close.
Closer than you
Mr.
think.
Throgmorton, I'm Dr. Johnathan Reid. I'd like to hear more about these vampires you're hunting.
A man of science? Well, I'll be glad to enlighten you.
I think that's the same voice actor who did, shit, what's the doctor's name? The main doctor? I can't remember. The main doctor at the clinic. I think it's the same voice actor. It sounds similar anyway.
Have you heard of the Guard of Priwen?
Of course. They're dedicated hunters. A little militant for my taste, but
Interesting.
they do let anyone join.
Huh. He might be legit. I assumed he was fucking crazy, but maybe not. Having said that, he's obviously not as good as the Priwen, because the leader of the Priwen was actually in the hospital, and he immediately knew we were a vampire. Just... He could, like, smell it on us almost. He just turned around and he said, "Oh my god, you've got a vampire working here, Jesus Christ."
Were you ever tempted to join the Guard yourself?
I did think about it, but I'm more of a silent hunter. They're more of a sanitary militia.
It's a fairly good way of describing them, really. How are you? You're fine.
So you hunt alone? That sounds risky.
Vampires are just like every other predator. They hunt when they're hungry and follow certain patterns. It's just a matter of observation and patience.
Interesting.
What can you tell me about this neighborhood?
Did you hear about what happened to Jack Gillingham? Oh boy.
I did.
It's a shame I wasn't around to protect him.
It's impossible to protect everyone. The violence seems endemic in this part of town.
But it's my duty. I am convinced Jack Gillingham was killed by a vampire.
He wasn't, actually.
These evil rodents are spreading like a plague.
He was killed by the Wet Boot Boys. I mean, maybe there's some vampires in the Wet... Excuse me, maybe there's some vampires in the Wet Boot Boys, but I don't think so.
So, how exactly are you protecting these people? I'm curious.
I patrol late at night, investigating anything unusual. I try and encourage people to stay indoors, but people are careless.
How do you identify a vampire?
It's simple, really. They can't stand daylight. They're afraid of garlic and holy symbols. They also cannot enter a house without being invited.
Have you ever killed one of these creatures? Yourself, I mean.
Of course I have. What kind of question is that?
I think he's
It's
lying.
a dirty business, believe me.
Can I help in any way?
Actually, yes. I plan to put up posters to alert the population to the vampire threat.
Are you asking me to paste posters about vampires around the docks?
If you wouldn't mind. If you did that, then I can focus on my patrols.
vampire harder extraordinaire. Huh.
I'm looking for Sean Hampton. Can you help me, Mr. Throgmorton?
The sad saint? He should be at his night asylum at this hour, but I cannot tell you how to find it, sorry.
Really? Why is that?
It's nothing personal, Doctor. I'm sure your intentions are good, but people who sleep there, they have plenty of reasons to hide.
Interesting.
I could make you tell me, but I respect your refusal. You really believe Sean is a saint, don't you?
All I will say is this. Gossip has it that when he was a child, he was molested. By a priest of all people. Funny thing is, though, it only strengthened his faith.
Interesting.
Maybe at least you can tell me who could help me find him.
Tell you what, go and chat with Tom Watts. He's a bartender and good judge of character. If he talks to you, then it's fine by me.
Alright. Fair enough.
Goodbye. And good hunting, Mr. Throgmorton.
I don't think he's killed a vampire ever. There's Tom Watts. Good. Right, I think I've pretty thoroughly explored all of this place. Yeah. Yeah, I think I got everything, because I came this way, went up here, came back down here. That there is the only thing, maybe. I'm gonna end the episode here before I go into the bar. Because everyone thus far is pointing me towards Tom Watts. It's this way and left, right? Okay, this is just a gap. Interesting, I have to get there from this building, I guess, and the building's locked. Huh. Interesting. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to end the episode now, and next episode we're going to go into the bar and talk to Tom Watts and everyone else in the bar. Yeah. Accidentally uncovering a murder plot, that's something. This game is so good. It's like most of these episodes are me just talking to people, but the story is so well told and so I don't know. So well formed in the world that it makes me really, really love it. I'm just intrigued the whole time. Anyway, if you liked the video, please leave a like. If you're not subscribed already, please consider subscribing. And as always, thanks for watching, and I shall see you next time. Bye, guys.